The total spend for this one customer, $36,000, $36,142.77 for one customer. In this video, I'm going to share with you the number one money mistake that new cargo van business owners make and experienced cargo van business owners make, and that is not collecting data. Data, you say? All of our data, your data, just data, is more valuable than gold and oil combined. Think about that. Data is more valuable than gold and oil combined. So let's break this down. So when I see many people, they are, handling their business with their customers, or you have the people who do the gig apps. And so what has changed in this digital world that we live in today? Okay. What has changed is you, me, all of us, we have the same tools available to all of us now that major corporations have. So the Amazons, the Microsofts, any big major corporation that is out there, those same tools are available to you as a business owner or someone who is looking into getting into this business. And what I want to bring to this community is this one important factor to your business that could keep you in business for the next 2 or 3 decades, and that is collecting your customers' data. Many people in this field or this community, I've noticed, is that they say that, hey, I'm in business because I have a cargo van. Congratulations, that is great. But you're just, in the reality of how this new world works that we're in, you're just available waiting for an opportunity. And that is a great thing. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to open up people's minds and see how big and deep this game is, and how much power that you as an individual, as a business owner, have, and how much money that you are leaving out every day, every year. And all of these things compile, which, like I said before, is costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars on a monthly basis. So collecting your customer data. And so what I'm trying to do is, like I said, we're trying to break out that framework of just being really good at what you do in your field, and having the business mind and combining them together. So what do I mean by that? When you collect your customers' email, when you collect their telephones, when you're doing business with them and you are getting access to their home address, their apartment, or if you're doing business at their actual business office, that data is more valuable than gold and oil for your business. How does this work? So I want to break this down for you all so you can see this, how what you may be doing right and wrong, and if you're doing something right or wrong, how you could see it from a different perspective. And I hope this video leaves you better off than how you were before, so you can go and grow from it all. So to the people who use the gig apps for opportunities to build their clientele, great. Okay, so again, when I said that you're just available, now just imagine that app who is giving you the opportunity to do business with one of their clients. Okay, they have all of this information that I just told you that was very, very valuable. Now, how many times do that app or that corporation get recurring revenue from that one customer? You may just see that customer one time for the rest of your life, but that corporation, they may do business with that customer once a week, 2 times a week, 8 times a month, 10 times a month. So just imagine how much money you're missing out on by not having that customer's data. Now, how do I get that customer data if you're using one of those apps? Well, this is why we are here, and we're having this conversation for you to grow, to elevate, and start to print money with your cargo van business. What you need to do is, if you have the opportunity, especially if this is a service that you can provide for the marketplace, what you need to do is you have a business card or a flyer. I would say both. So what you want to do is kind of set a trap. All right. What you're going to do is you're going to set a trap, because now the app has given you the opportunity to do business with this individual by providing the service that you're providing in that marketplace. And so now, after the work is done, ma'am, sir, thank you for the opportunity. Here's my flyer. Here's, $5 off of this or that, or however, whatever industry that you're in. Oh, thanks. Now, what's going to happen? All right. They just saw you do a great job. Now, how hard is it today, especially in America, to get someone to do a great job that doesn't smell like smoke, that's not a peeping Tom, someone who is a professional? It's very hard, isn't it? Now, again, you are the leader. The customer is looking for you to take control, or this is an opportunity for you to build a relationship. Because remember, who has the relationship with the customer? The app does. You are trying to build in a relationship with the customer by, here's my business card, ma'am, sir, here is my flyer. Okay, so they take it, they can throw it in the trash can. Who cares? This is about building good habits. Okay, so once they take that flyer or your business card, I'm telling you, print advertisement has been my biggest ROI, return on my investment. And we can talk about this at a different time, but once they scan your QR code, or once they come to your website, the first thing when someone comes to my website, I have a pop-up form. Okay, and that pop-up form offers an opportunity for them to have a discount off of my services, and the next time they want to do business with me. Why am I doing this? I don't care about the money. This is about the data. Okay, and so I want to show you all what you are missing out on, the money, what type of money that you are missing out on. This customer, and this is a loyal customer, and this is why I tell you all how important to have data. And once you have that data and you build this relationship, you're going to have a customer like here. This customer has done business with me, my cargo van business, for 595 orders. Now, all right, let's see the total spend for this one customer. $36,000, $36,142.77 for one customer. Okay, and so we have another customer here, and you can see that the total so far is 89 orders. and the amount is $6,191.98. And I'll scroll up and so you can see the amount of times that this customer has ordered. And again, this is for educational and motivational purposes only. Okay, and this customer has ordered 365 times, and this customer has been with me for going on 6 years now, and they spent $11,173.97. Again, this is about opening up our minds and having the discussion of why can't you have your own customer base, and also what we've talked about before, all of the money that you are leaving out on the table by being in business but not in business. Like I said before, we are a service-based tech company, so country. So if you're in business, you need to have your tech together. Now, I would like to add to this video that this puts you in a very, very vulnerable position as a cargo van business owner by not collecting data. How is that? Now, think about this. When you do your job for the customer, that's it. You did your job. Wow. Now, factor that into an individual's low attention span. You did their job, they just forgot about you. But what makes you an asset, okay? What makes you an asset in this marketplace and being the dominant or an option in your marketplace is you have that data. So again, we talked about this before, doing a job and leaving money on the table. But if you do the job and you have collected data, you have that relationship with the customer that could go on for years. So do you want a short-term relationship with the customer, or do you want a long-term relationship with the customer? Again, what I am here to do in this community is to inform people and help people to understand, stop putting yourself out of business. Stop putting yourself out of business. Stop losing money in applying the hope strategy of, well, and you have to stop applying the hope strategy after you do a job thinking, well, since I did a good job, they'll always remember me or they'll continue to do business with me. They will not, because they will forget about you in this world, this new digital world where we're being bombarded with information like we discussed before. Stop putting yourself out of business. The marketplace is brutal. Again, you have the same tools that the major corporations have. So are you going to adapt? Are you going to reinvent yourself? Or are you going to allow the corporation to take over? Are you going to allow you to put yourself out of business? Every day we make a choice. When we wake up and we get out here and adapt, or you die. You adapt or you put yourself out of business. You can't think the customer is thinking how you want the customer to think. Life don't work that way. This game don't work that way. You have to train the marketplace and again, build up that share of mind with data. Data, data, data. Data combined with your cargo van business. Boom. Data without your cargo van business, it's like a balloon somebody that poked a little hole in it and it's just, that's your business. You make the choice every day in this new world, in this new marketplace. The good old days are gone and they're never coming back. It's up to you. Don't make this money mistake that is costing you everything and will put you out of business by 2030. It's all on you. So just imagine, all right? Just imagine how much money you're losing by just being available, waiting for the marketplace to respond to you. And this customer, all right, now I have this customer in my ecosystem, okay? This customer, I've emailed this individual multiple times of my services. I've remarketed to this customer, my customer, multiple times through Facebook, Instagram. You have a lot of access to power that you may not be aware of, and this is why I am here in this community trying to bring this to you all, to where if you are a locksmith, and you have a cargo van business, if someone that is in a lawn care business, the entertainment and events business, whatever industry that you are in, you are missing out. And like I said before, this is the #1 money mistake that cargo van business owners are making by just not collecting data and having a backline, having a system put in place to where you are making money in your sleep. You have that share of mind when a customer is about to make a decision. How important is that? Again, this is why I want to bring this to this community, because many people they're operating in this old operating system, and they're waiting for the marketplace to just. You're operating off of hope, and we don't do hope. You know, we want to be the dominant in our marketplace. We want to be the one that takes control. And like I said, many people, you just don't know the tools that are available for you out there. And we will continue to have this conversation as we go on. And this is why, like I said, I want to bring this out there, how important this is and how much money that you're missing out on, and how this could change your entire business. So when you have this data, not only could you email them, you can send them postcards in the mail. You can retarget them with their socials. You could send a text campaign. You have more power today as an individual, as a business owner. And a lot of times you're going to be like, man, I don't want to do this. Man, I don't understand it. Good. You want to be uncomfortable. You don't want to continue to just be in this flow of nothingness. You need to force yourself into being uncomfortable. You need to force yourself to learn these things. Or what's happening is you're slowly putting yourself out of business. And you're not even in business. You may be in business, but you're not in business, because, like I said before, data is more valuable than gold and oil combined. So stop putting yourself out of business and start thinking. And this is why I'm bringing this to this community and sharing why you, as the individual who's running the show, who's the leader, how important this is. Because you gotta position yourself for 2030. A lot of changes are happening in America, across the world. You got to be ready by 2030. Are you going to position yourself to dominate in your marketplace? Because if you don't, someone else will. This is a big money mistake that people make, and I see it all the time. And there's people that are complaining about, man, I'm not, the business isn't booming as it was before. You want to know why that is? People's behavior has changed. How people consume, how people purchase has changed. And you have to be where they are when these changes happen. And a lot of this happened with COVID, when people were stuck in their home. And I would bring more into this conversation about how I end up finding this out by spending, I don't even want to tell you how much I spent on billboards. But people are always on their phone. And so the apps that you're using, they have that relationship that you should be able to have. You have the opportunity to have that today. So we're not going to make this money mistake. This is the number one money mistake that cargo van business owners are making. The beginners and the people who's been in this business for a very, very long time, because they're afraid of the tech. They don't understand it. And like I said, we need to break that. And I understand it. Those things that I didn't want to do. I hated Facebook. I didn't want to, learn the game. I hated it, but I was forced into it. And so by me being forced into it, I saw how much money that I was losing. And I want to share this with you so you can get out here and dominate, and also have this mindset when you are in business. Because while you're available and you're out here working hard, a lot of guys in this industry, they may be putting in 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and you just may not be aware of how things are changing. And I just want to share this with you all so you don't make this big money mistake. Don't make this money mistake. It's okay that you make mistake. The smartest man knows that he knows nothing. This is what this is about. We're about growing and making things better for all of us, because things are happening, as you all are seeing, all of the layoffs that are happening across America, and they're going to continue to happen. But people are still going to have problems, and you're in a position to solve people's problems, but you got to be in that position, because people will forget about you, especially now. Like we talked about this before, about how the what is it, the people's people's attention span has gotten shorter and shorter. I think the attention span for the average human today is like less than 5 seconds. It's like less. It's the attention span of a gnat or a goldfish, or maybe even both. So you have to factor this in to your business. If people's attention span is shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, well, what does that mean? You will be forgotten. So you gotta constantly remind people through email, retargeting, sending direct mailers to their home or their job, sending campaigns, or when you do business with them again, hey, here's my new flyer campaign that I got going on. Now you got real estate in their home. There is going on their counter or their refrigerator or whatever. So when they think of something, even if they don't do business with you, they will be the friend in the group chat, or at the lunch table, at the dinner table, or on the phone. Hey, I know a guy. I got the perfect guy. You need to build that share of mind in your marketplace with collecting that data. If you do not do this, you're putting yourself out of business. Like I said before, this is the number one money mistake The beginners and the advanced cargo van business owners are making. Stop leaving money on the table. It's okay if you made the mistake, but you got to reinvent yourself. You have to accept that things are changing, and many people are going to lose in America, and they are losing in America because what was going on before in America, okay? We had so many things set up. We were this huge manufacturing base country that was serving the world. So we had corporations that was running entire towns, and people have gotten accustomed to this by, going to school, going to college, and, getting a job and working, 30, 40 years and getting a gold watch. Those days are over. We live in a service-based economy now. You are the corporation. Like I said before, you have the tools as the big dogs. You got the tools, Amazon and all these other huge companies. This is the number one money mistake. If I'm missing out on something, let me know in the comments section. If you haven't thought about this, let me know in the comment section. This is about growth. This is about, moving forward and preparing ourselves for 2030, because by 2030, if you do not have your stuff together, you will be priced out of America. That's all that I have for you all for this one. I will see you on the next one.